Bonk SpotCast.
Welcome back to Bonk SpotCast, a podcast about the bionicle community and its very creative members. Today I'm talking to some awesome mask and part creators. Buryu, or Sean,
Hello.
makes some seriously high-quality custom masks, and Zion Tyro, or Ben,
Hello.
makes a variety of masks and construction parts in new and exotic colors. So how are you guys doing today?
Not too bad.
Doing good.
I woke up pretty early just to get some new prints started. That's usually how my mornings go.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm doing good as well.
Awesome. Where are you guys from?
So I'm from Mississauga, Ontario, in Canada.
And I've lived in Idaho pretty much my whole entire life.
Cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourselves?
In what way?
I don't know. like when you're, I don't know how to, I don't know, when you're at a job interview and they're like, so tell me about yourself.
I can give you a bit of a background of myself. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, a lot of my formal education was in digital and physical print production and multimedia and digital media. And then I also did a bit in marketing. I'm currently still a student. I'm back to school. So studying marketing and advertising, and I'm going into my final year this next fall.
Awesome.
And me, I'm actually going into college for the first time this coming year. I got a bit of a late start due to some personal problems, but I've lived in Idaho my whole life, and I've always been a creative type, so a lot of my ventures have been that, and I'm actually going to school for material science and engineering because I want to help people in a way that I know how, and I've always been interested in the sciences.
That's really cool. What sort of how would you help people with that?
So material
Sorry.
science, it's sort of a blend between mechanical and chemical engineering.
Okay.
So you're creating the materials that other people use in industry. How I want to do it is I want to go into either nuclear or other energy fields to try and make them more efficient. And if I don't find that very interesting, I want to go into alternate fields, sort of medical devices, how they interact with patients.
Okay, that's really cool. Sorry, I just had no idea. I don't really know much about that world.
yeah, it's a more niche engineering degree.
It's cool. Do you have any aspirations, Buryu, with your marketing?
Not particularly, to be honest. I'm still trying to figure out my footing and where I want to go in terms of my career, but I'm having pretty fun so far. Right now I've got an internship. It's not really what I've been or what I expected in terms of marketing. I felt like it was more IT based, but that's fine too because I have experience in that as well. But yeah, anything in the creative field, I'd love to try out. So I'm just trying to get as much experience as possible at the moment.
That's cool. I do communications and marketing for work, so it's
sick.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh yes, this one is a question I've been very curious about for both of you. What are the origins of your usernames?
That's a good question. With Buryu, I mean, it was just sort of just a made up name, to be honest. I was just looking for something easy to say. I realize now that a lot of people actually do struggle to say my name. But yeah, it's just Buryu. It just sounded cool. I thought it was simple enough to. It was actually no, I remember now. It was the name of one of my really, really old mocks when I was really, really young. He doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, but yeah, I just kind of kept the name around.
That's cool.
The origin of mine is pretty similar. I wanted to sign up for BZ Power, and I had to get a username for that. So I just spent a day brainstorming names, and I thought Zion Tyro. I'm not sure why I thought it would be good, since it's causes so much difficulty for everybody trying to pronounce it. But I sort of settled on that, and I've just never bothered to try to change it, because it's easy to search for.
Mm-hmm. unique. I'm happy that the way I've been pronouncing it is correct, because like I've heard so many different variations. uh, so when and how did you guys get into Bionicle?
I think for me, it started through my childhood, just like everybody else, but primarily through my older brother. So I was like an early 2000s kid, and so he was obviously older than me, and so he had all the cool toys like Bionicles and stuff like that, and I don't really remember what I had. Mostly plushies, to be honest, like, what's that purple dinosaur? Barney. So anyways, I had Barney, he had Bionicles, and I was like, well, this is kind of cool, and you always want to be your older sibling, so I kind of started pulling his apart and stealing them and building my own things, and that just sort of where Bionicle started for me, just through my older brother.
That's cute.
And my family has always encouraged us to build with Lego because it's a creative medium. My dad actually worked at McDonald's when they were first partnering with Lego, so he got a ton of the like just basic brick poly bags. So whenever he learned that they were partnering again for Bionicle, we went through and got a couple Happy Meals. And then in general, my dad always bought Lego for us for holidays and birthdays. So Lego's always been a part of my life, but Bionicle, I sort of latched onto that because of the cool aesthetic and sci-fi elements to it.
That's cool. Did you say your dad partnered with McDonald's and Lego or something?
My dad worked at McDonald's as a mechanic, repairing various machines when they first partnered with Lego.
Okay.
Or pretty close then.
That's cool. I worked at McDonald's for like 6 years, but not as a mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we still have some of the sealed poly bags of the basic bricks somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Damn.
Fucking Happy Meal toys used to be way better back then. Like,
Yeah, I wish they would give like a deluxe option for kids, because the toys now are terrible.
I missed it on the McTorrents, but I had a lot of the like little action figures that light up.
Oh, right.
Bionicle ones, yeah.
Yeah, those are fun. Yeah, I remember, like, they used to have like little Lego vehicles with like the McDonald's characters' faces on them. Or like those. And then like when the Lego movie came out, I went to McDonald's and like they had like Lego movie themed objects and no actual Lego. I was so sad.
Do you remember the light up Hot Wheels that they used to give out?
I remember Hot Wheels. I don't specifically remember light up ones.
It was like 3 years in a row, once every year. I think on the Hot Wheels anniversary, they would give out Hot Wheels that you had a switch on the bottom. You could light them up. The batteries died real quick, but they were really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sometimes I'll just watch like McDonald's Happy Meal toy videos, like where they show like all the ones that came out when you're a child. It's like, oh, very nostalgic.
Yeah.
So for people who may not know, can you give me a brief elevator pitch of your accounts?
So Burry's Forge is a 3D printing custom model service, I suppose. And so I will take models, of course, with permission from people like Galva, Rothanak, King K, Umbra's Folk, and I'll just, create random various masks in different colors, and I guess people like that.
Yeah, and Zion Tower's custom wares. It's kind of a mishmash between experiments I do and the products I have. I source excess stock from overseas factories for new recolors of CCBS and other interesting parts. And then I also do some creative things on my page, such as experimenting with different mix-ins with casting resin, as well as electroplating, basically anything that fancies me at the time.
That's cool. How did you guys get into 3D printing and production?
So for myself, it was just through my formal education. Again, it was mainly in print production, and so one of my electives was 3D printing. So that's kind of when I got the itch. And in university, I wasn't really into Lego or Bionicle so much anymore. And then it just sort of, it didn't occur to me that like the community was still sort of around and that people were still making things. King K was one of my like early initial inspirations. I was like, oh wow, like people are still, creating custom designs or mocking, like there's still a community. And so from there, I was like, okay, I want to kind of get into this and make these myself. And it wasn't until like 3 years later that I finally got my own printer during lockdown because I was bored out of my mind. Finished school, didn't really have anything to do. So I was like, okay, fuck it. Like I'll just, I don't know, screw around and see what I can do just for myself. Making masks and like making my own little mocks. Then I realized that, people were interested in having them as well. So that's sort of how I got into selling those to people.
That's awesome.
And how I got into finding recolors, I've been a builder my whole entire the whole entire time I've been a part of community. That's been the main section of the community I've been in. And I was getting frustrated at some of the lack of variety, especially with CCBS. So I started looking for third-party pieces, and eventually they started popping up where there was more variety in colors by themselves, where you didn't have to buy a whole kit. And I started asking around different vendors to see if I could find somebody who could provide me with those pieces in higher quantities so I could share them around.
Cool. What is your like workflow like when you're actually like producing for selling?
I spend a lot of time on AliExpress, just sort of browsing around different places. If I notice a new company pop up, I contact Kenny. He's the person who I found who's willing to help me find those third-party parts. I contact him, and then he can message that factory to see if they have any pieces that interest me. Usually they have a list of excess stock that they're willing to get rid of. Just that's sort of the nature of factories. They usually make a little bit more than they actually need to send to the company that is making the kits. And occasionally I'll contact a factory myself to have them make something. That's the case with the 5 long CCBS shells in my store. But I have to buy a very large quantity in order to get them made in new colors.
Mm.
So it's more feasible to just contact them, see if they have any excess stock that I can get.
Like when you say sets, you mean those like bootleg Bionicle sets, like the mechs?
Yeah,
or whatever?
yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep. There's a lot of CCBS that's put in third-party kits. A surprising amount, actually. And basically, so if I notice a company is using CCBS, I'll usually contact Kenny and ask him if he can figure out which factory is making the parts for them, and then I can see what they have, if I can get anything from them.
That's cool. Just out of curiosity, just to make sure I'm on the right page. Do you like produce your own parts, or do you like solely resell?
I do occasionally. Right now, I only can resin cast. I am working on my own smaller injection molding machine for use at my own house. But that's a whole thing. It's very expensive. I spent a ton on it so far. And then I have no good way of making the molds myself yet. But I am practicing 3D design, and I have several parts that I want to make once I get that up and running. But at the moment, yes, it's only either resin casting or sourcing it from overseas.
That's still really cool, though. How about you, Barry?
In terms of my workflow, so making 3D masks is generally simple. Well, relatively, I guess, because I've just normalized the whole process for myself. But essentially, once you download the file or you model it yourself, you pull it into a slicer like G2Box, which is like a software that will take your 3D file, and then you'll add the little supports, and make it printable, essentially, and it slices the file into readable format that your printer can read, essentially. And so I use an Elegoo Saturn for Ultra, I think that's what it is called. Yes. And so essentially once it's printed after a couple hours, 4 to 6 hours, you pretty much clean it up with isopropyl alcohol and then let that dry off, and then you cure it again for like 8 to 10 minutes. And then once that's done, when it comes to the painting side of it, I will prime it in either a white, a gray, or a black, depending on what the final color is supposed to be. So once it's primed, you gotta let that dry, of course, give it a day, and then I will paint it whatever color. And then once that's done, you let that dry again, and then coat it with like a sealer. So I use Rust-Oleum. I use either a semi-gloss or like a matte coat, and that kind of helps protect the mask from like scratches or like the paint like rubbing off. That usually gives it like a pretty good finish too. And normally they'll have that same sort of shine that plastic has.
That's quite the process.
Yeah, and then I completely forgot, but like with the axles, sometimes with the printer, it's not always exact, or sometimes the model is different. So oftentimes I'll go in before I print, of course, and I'll edit the axle or the stud or whatever to make sure that it works with my printer, because everyone's printer is going to work a bit differently whenever it reads files, or whatever your output is, because there's so many variables like temperature or like the resin you use that can change like the output of your print.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, back to like the finishing line. Once it's printed, I'll test the axle or stud, and if it doesn't work, if it's too loose or too thick, I'll either file it down, like with a little filer, of course, and then, or if it's too loose, I'll add a little bit of like uncured resin wherever the loose area is, and then I will just like cure that specific spot, and that usually gives it enough additional material to like have a good fit.
Cool.
Yeah, there's these little things that you gotta do to get to good prints.
So when you're like gearing up for a big restock or whatever, how long would you say that takes you?
Usually a week. So when I'm printing, it's pretty much like nonstop. Every like 4 to 5 hours or 6 hours, or if it's like a sword or something really big or long, that usually takes like 10 to 14 hours, which is kind of ridiculous. So I usually do that like overnight. And of course, sometimes like failures happen, so there's cleanup that's involved in the process. But usually I can pump out like 30 to 40 masks in a day.
Oh, wow.
In terms of just like printing them. And then when it comes to like the post processing and priming and painting all that stuff, that's usually 2 to 3 days afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Good thing about resin printers is you can print a whole bed at once, and it doesn't increase the time at all, since it's based on height instead of the traveling of a nozzle.
That's cool. I'm very like green in the 3D resin world.
Hopefully I'm not missing anything, because I don't know how much you know or how much I know that I'm not sharing.
I don't know, Jack.
But hopefully that made it simple enough to understand.
The only thing about resin 3D printing is the safety of it. You want to make sure you have the proper protection.
So usually
I
wear
most people learn about that when they buy it.
Yeah, so normally I wear an apron, gloves, and like a mask.
I do.
And then I like just pop a window open.
Okay, that's good. Sorry, I was gonna say I do know about the resin issues because I've heard some horror stories from the community.
Thank you.
So you guys have collabed previously, right?
Have we? I'm trying to remember how this actually started.
We haven't collabed fully until we started partnering to sell masks in different parts of the world. We have I think we've tagged each other in a couple things before, and we've been contacts and friends for a while.
Okay. That last like mask drop you did with the like Great Huna, the Takanuva masks, and like that one. I thought were we not partnering on that, or was that just like a distribution sort of thing?
We are partnering on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first partnership.
Okay. How did that come to be?
I think I reached out to Ben about distribution, and I think it was one of our connections who mentioned that I guess we wanted to expand essentially Ben's process and just get our masks out to as many people as possible.
Because shipping outside of the US is very expensive, and from Canada, a lot of the countries that would normally be like $20 US, that's a lot cheaper to send it from Canada instead. So with that, we have pretty much the whole of North America covered. We're not really looking for any other partners at the moment, but in the future, we might end up partnering with other people.
That's cool. So, like, all the masks for that, like, where did those come from?
Those are produced by Kenny over in China.
Cool.
He makes the molds for us, and we have to, like, we spend a whole amount of time making sure that they're produced correctly and that they look all right. And then he makes the masks and ships them over to us in bulk.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, how many? Like, when you first stocked that, like, how many masks did you have, like, of each?
I had like 500 of each at first, and then I sent over 200 of each to Borio for his stock.
That's awesome. I just imagine boxes full of masks. That's just magical to me.
It's a lot of space. Thankfully, I have a good shed to put them all in.
So it's a weird fever dream when you open up that box and you just see all these masks. Especially when I opened up the gold one and I just saw these Ignitas.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal.
Do you have a picture of that specifically?
Oh, I wish. I'll find one eventually.
I have a bin in my room of one of them. I'll take a picture and send it over.
That'd be awesome. I made 2 orders from that drop. It was awesome. And speaking of which, you're also partnering for the new collab, right?
Yes.
With the Turaga mask.
The upcoming ones are the 11 remaining ones that we haven't done. So the very first injection molds that Ben did, I believe, was the Khan and the Howl, right?
Yep.
And so with this next one, with the early Mata era masks, we've got, oh god, I can't name them off the top of my head, but we got the 11, the 6 from the Turaga, and the 5 remaining Toa masks.
Right. I'm going to waste so much money on that. I know you did a poll, like, to determine, like, colors. Can you give any hints on where that's going to lead?
I can share the results of the poll.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You're good with that, Ben?
Yeah, we'll probably produce all 5 top results. Just depends on how much I'm able to buy from Kenny.
Yeah, I should be able to drop some more help with that funding as well, Ben. So the 5 solid colors, top 5 the top 5 solid colors from the poll were purple, first place, pearl gold, second place, yellow, third, teal, fourth, and flat silver, fifth.
Awesome.
And the top 3 transparent colors were transparent neon yellow, transparent green, and transparent neon orange.
Nice.
And yeah, we also have a surprise in that mold that Borio has been working on developing as well.
Ooh.
Which
Probably
will
seen
be
a couple photos of it here and there.
Cool. Are you going to be doing all the solid and transparent colors, or?
We're going to try and do as many colors as we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't guarantee how many, but just finances sort of depend. We'll both be chipping in to get as many different colors, since we need to buy a good amount so we have enough stock of each mask, since they're all produced in the same mold. So we need like 11 kilograms of one color to get 1 kilogram of each mask.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But
there's like additional costs as well, like shipping and the tariffs.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these things that we have to account for now.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's why we had to increase the prices partly. $6 has been feasible for the moment. I hope it stays that way or decreases a little bit soon.
Mhm.
But $6 is probably what each mask is going to be going forward, unless prices increase again.
That is fair. The last production question I have, I think, is do you have any worries about Lego coming to shut you down?
There's always that worry, yes.
Yeah, 100%. I always feel that looming over my head, especially with injection molds. But
we're careful not to include Lego in any of our listings or with any names.
Smart.
They could still come at us for copyright. I do believe all the patents for those first years are expired, so they can't come after us for the actual physical design anymore. But they could still have an argument for that, yes.
That's a bummer. Well, I hope that does not happen.
Yeah, so it's just, work until you hear something, essentially.
Yeah, it's going to be a pain if that happens. Trying to get rid of all of the masks.
Yeah.
Anyway, what sort of communities are you involved in? Bionicle communities?
In terms of Bionicle communities, I'm sort of all over the place. I just like to share my things wherever I can. I just think it's cool to be able to make custom parts in general. And just being able to, in some way, keep the flame of Bionicle alive in that way. And I guess sort of contribute to its evolution. So in terms of communities, I'm on Instagram mostly. There's Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and Discord. That's my main platforms.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm in the mock building community mainly. I'm more lurk there than anything, except when I post my own stuff. I'm not super social online in general, but I do enjoy seeing other people's stuff. I have an Instagram, occasionally YouTube, though I haven't posted there in years, and then here on Discord as well.
Nice. What's your opinion on the community these days?
It's a lot calmer than it's been before. I've been online for a long time, so I remember some of the really big fights that they had.
Oh.
But recently the drama's been pretty quick, usually just bad actors that get exposed.
That's good.
But in general, I like how it is at the moment. There's a lot of cliques, but it's pretty good.
That's good. How about you, Sean?
I'd say pretty much the same thing. I mean, I wasn't in the community for that long. I think maybe the last 4 years. So I didn't really see a lot of the major things that might have happened previously. But I'd say for the most part, people are really nice to me. Also, that's the only thing that matters, of course. But I'm generally well accepted most places, and I feel like I've been nice to everyone else as well. But yeah, in terms of the cliques and stuff, I don't really venture into that. I don't really talk to a lot of people, to be honest, in the community. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice.
That's fair.
I usually just stick to Instagram and just seeing what people make. I'm just here for the cool stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, just avoid drama and you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The occasional Fortnite game as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So, of the stuff you've been browsing recently, what's your favorite mock you've seen, or some favorites?
I always get excited whenever I see Luhan post. I don't know what it is about his mocks, or even the design that he puts into his backgrounds. Something about them always really stand out to me. I don't know. Luhan's been one of my, I don't know if favorites is the right word, but I'm always wide-eyed whenever he posts.
That's awesome.
One of my favorite builders is Brandon Builds, his Definitive Series mocks. I just really like how consistent they are and how solidly they're designed. He's been one of my inspirations for a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's got really, really impressive mocks.
One of my other
Yeah, and it's been really interesting seeing how he's updated them over time too. Just really tiny changes he's made to each of them.
Dedicated.
one of my other big inspirations is Bob the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seen his stuff before. I like how, I guess, almost set compliant a lot of his builds are, or like overly complicated that they are. And so I sort of it informs a lot of how I build as well.
I love how like this community has such a diverse like range of styles. Like you have the super super detailed ones, and you have like ones that look like they could be real sets, and like everything in between.
Yeah, my favorite thing to see is when people make functions or when they have some sort of play feature in their builds.
Yeah, I've seen some like super impressive play features, like a lot coming from like Pokoro Morgan in particular.
Yeah.
They've got some really cool stuff.
I did a contest. I think it was earlier this year, maybe last year, and then Buryu was gracious enough to donate some mask prizes for the best play features. So that was really fun to judge together.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite mocks of your own at the moment?
Ooh, I haven't really been mocking too much lately. I
Or
made like
creations?
2 things yesterday, actually. But
Okay.
it's weird to say, but like my own like self mock. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a 12 iron with like a big hammer.
Mm-hmm. It's like your profile
It's
picture.
got
Right?
like with the 2 that's like blue colored. That was like the last thing I was happy with, to be honest.
Wow.
So probably that one. But I do want to find more time to actually sit down and build some. One of my next projects is I wanted to build like a G2 Makuta, like a fully custom one with, I don't know, in a dragon style. We'll see where that goes, but that's one of my next projects.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I've been really enjoying my current project with building. It's I'm sure a lot of people have already seen the 2 that I've already posted. It's called the Hidden Heroes Initiative. Basically, I'm practicing product design, and I want to build a series of characters that fit a theme, and those have been really enjoyable to make. I'll send some pictures to you so that you can put them on the video, but just the process of trying to build something cohesive that works as a team has been really fun.
That's awesome. I had questions about that, and I totally forgot them until you just brought that up. So when you say you're like practicing product design, like, are you building these with the intention to like sell as like kits, or just for fun?
It's just to build up my portfolio. I don't plan on selling them as full kits. I will put them in Digital Designer and probably give away the instructions that way. And then also I'll have to compile some list of parts that need to be bought, since they all use some sort of third-party parts. That was part of the process I wanted to include. And it also gives me an excuse to 3D design as well, since all of them will have custom mask at some point.
That's sweet. I feel like getting into the territory of selling like actual sets is like very murky, but like that's like I would love that if like you or someone else like sold like high quality.
It's more expensive than you think.
I can't,
especially
imagine.
with Lego and Technic. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it's feasible. I just thought it would be awesome.
Yeah, I might sell a couple just as sort of I don't know. It would be fun to see what sort of interest people have, but
Some like one-off kits.
yeah. The whole concept was to make a luxury kit, so they actually are a lot bigger than just the characters themselves. There's actually a container, a canister per se. It's a Toa Stone that's been enlarged, and it comes apart in 2 pieces that they would come in. But you can also use that canister as a display item later on.
That's awesome.
I want to get more on my page about the packaging design, but that's sort of the least progressed part of the project.
That's fair. Well, I have 2 awesome part people on this call, I will very selfishly say I would love like McTorrin parts available.
Yeah, that's on
Me
the
too.
list
Me
of
too.
Yes!
things we're looking to make.
Yes! Oh my god, that's fabulous. Because A, I love those. I love those little guys. And B, the like official parts are like ridiculously expensive.
Oh yeah, In a
And they
perfect world,
break
it would happen.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
this makes me happy. Okay, great. Let's see here.
We can't guarantee how long it's going to be, but yeah, we're looking into it.
All right, I will sit tight. So, if you could choose any like other mock creator to make like their own variation of one of your creations, who would you choose?
I would pick either Jock's builds or Luhan. I think to do my self mock. I think it would be kind of cool to see.
Be awesome.
I'm going to go for a more nostalgic thing. He's not very active, but Shadow Gear. I just always enjoyed his personality and his video style. So it would be interesting to see if he made a build, not necessarily mine, but of somebody else's in his current style.
That's cool. Do you have a self mock?
Yes, I do. His name is Zion Tyro. I'll share a picture of his current build. But yes, I technically do. I need to update him again. It's been a few years, but
That's cool. I love updating them. It's fun. Just like building variations. I don't know. I just love the concept of a self mock. It's very fun.
yeah, it's good to have a mascot at least.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys participated in any building collabs?
I have a
I've-
couple. They were pretty small. I can't remember what they were called though.
I've not, and I've not been approached for any. But I am looking to start one soon. There's a couple of custom masks that I haven't showed off yet. But the theme is essentially like desert adaptive Nuva masks. So they're not all done yet, but eventually once they're done, I want to sort of put them out to the public and see what people make. So I might like handpick a couple of creators to showcase those masks.
That's cool. Is there like any inspiration there, desert wise?
Just like Beerus Magna, it's just like what are the Tonuva up to? It's nothing too deep. It's just
Okay.
I don't know, a little different variation on their masks that I thought would be neat. I can send you a couple of photos of what those look like.
That'd be cool.
I like them so far.
For some reason, when you said desert, my first thought was like Dune.
There's a couple of inspirations with Dune for sure.
That's awesome.
I am planning on starting contests to sort of encourage people to be creative soon.
Ooh.
It's going to encourage people to do things outside of just Lego, but it'll be related. So
That's exciting.
I haven't figured out the exacts of it, but it's in the works.
Looking forward to that. What are your favorite Bionicle related memories?
I think getting my very first one, or at least like one that's my own,
Mhm.
besides seeing it for my brother. 2004, I think it was my 5th birthday, and I got Toa Matau, and I think that was always ingrained in my head. That's like my very first Bionicle, and I think that was just like one of my brightest early memories.
That's a great first set to get.
Yeah.
My favorite memory has just been building with my siblings. Especially during Christmas, we would always get, we would each get one of these sets, the same clone sets. So like I got the red Rockshi, my brother got green, and the other brother got blue. So we would build them together and then play with them with each other.
That's great. I love all these like brother, sister, sibling stories. It's like I just had an older sister, and like the only Bionicle memory I have with her was like the one time she wanted to like build stuff with me, and I was like really crabby about it. But yeah, it's always nice to hear. Really cute. Do you have any community specific memories that are fond?
I really remember the hype around G2 launch, especially the contest. It was really fun being in groups and seeing everybody's works in progress and discussing what we could do to help each other build better. That was one of my favorite memories with the community in specific.
That's great. I'm sad I missed that. Would have been fun.
Yeah, I missed that as well. Community-wise, I can't really think of anything too big beyond maybe. I guess when Duckbrick started his like fanon contests, early on they were pretty good and they were going pretty fast, and I guess the excitement was sort of reignited in the community a little bit more because I don't know. I guess they didn't like TTV and all that stuff. I don't really get involved in that, but I guess people were more excited that like it wasn't as official.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool to see. Yeah, no, I don't really get that involved.
Well, you have been involved in a lot of contests, actually. How did that all go, like with the Duck Bricks contests?
So I think there was like a call out for creators to contribute to like the prize pool of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I reached out, and I guess they already had me in mind because when I saw some of their like private messages, they're like, "We should contact Buryu and stuff." So, okay, cool. I guess I was already in the sites, but yeah, I reached out to them, and I guess they already knew about me, and it just sort of started that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been fun every time I've helped contribute to them as well. It's always been pleasant, and it's really fun seeing what people do with the prizes that they get.
Mm-hmm. What sorts of contests have you contributed to?
I contributed to the Nidiki fanon contest and the I think it was Toho Helric's fanon contest as well.
Awesome.
Made a couple resin castings for those.
Oh, nice. Do you remember those?
You both like shouted out a bunch of like awesome creators. Are there any other people you'd want to like shout out, or communities, etc.?
Oh, there's so many.
Go for it.
Top of my head. Forest Demon is a pretty cool resin caster, mask caster. I have a collaboration with them coming up pretty soon, so it'll be nice to share with that soon. Who else? Socket and Ball Torture, I think, is a pretty cool builder. I don't know if you've seen some of their works.
Oh yeah, I love the name too.
Yeah, and another fellow 3D printer of mine. What's his name? Rival Mox. TJ.
Right.
He's a pretty cool guy as well.
Nice.
I'm terrible with names, so I'm having trouble coming up with other names.
No pressure.
But I just really enjoy seeing what everybody builds. I keep up pretty often with the things that people build, even if I don't comment myself. It's just really nice to see everybody in the community continuing to be creative.
Totally.
Actually, I wanted to call out one more creator who I've been loving a lot of their work. Actually, is Kuba Mox. They've been writing a lot of like I guess fan fiction, for characters that they like remade. And it's in a way like a continuation of like the G1 story, and it's been like really, really interesting to read these little like character tidbits that he's written. Yeah, it's like one of the few creators that I actually really fully read the whole description for.
That's awesome.
And I think they're on just Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
They're one
this.
of my favorites.
They have some really sweet builds too.
Yeah.
I've noticed there's like several ARGs going on right now as well, or related sort of mysterious projects going on. Those are really neat to see. Like Chibi Cerberus is doing one, and a couple others as well. Or Chiberus is his name, sorry.
What sort of thing is he doing?
I haven't been following around too much, but he's doing a small ARG around his social media, just making. If you don't know what an ARG, it's basically a game that you can participate in that has some sort of element that you can interact with, a puzzle or unfiction is also what they could be, where it's presented as it's real life when it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to catch up with it. I only saw the first couple of his posts, and I think it's really fun when people are creative in that way too, especially storytelling and weird mediums like that.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't usually show people out myself, but I have to shout out, I believe he goes by Kaika Hooner on Instagram, because he made this, like, awesome Matoran gotcha thing, where it's like, you can...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
He had that at Brick Fair, and he was showing it to people. It's kind of satisfying and just a really fun, simple thing. Like randomly generated names and...
Hopefully we can make that come to life.
Oh my god.
Somewhere down the line.
It'd be still my beating heart.
That would be so cool.
But yeah, it would be awesome. And it's just a fun way to get inspiration for, like, color schemes and, like, characters and stuff too. We've covered this a bit, but do you have any upcoming projects you're excited about, or mocks?
So I've released 2 characters of my series so far. There are actually 8 in total that I have either completed or in planning. There'll probably be more. It's just a really fun concept. So basically fusing 2 elements together and trying to imagine how those would interact together, and then building a character based off that. But yeah, I got like 6 more that I will be posting, and I hope to do a similar sort of short form videos on each of them.
Awesome.
Besides the injection molds, I've been learning a lot of, like, Blender and animation. Obviously, I've been using it for, like, a couple of the promotions that I've done for, like, the masks or, like, some of the other custom model releases that I've done. But I definitely want to get into more, like, character animation. I just want to quickly shout out Project Matsunui Rising. It's, like, an amazing, like, collaborative community effort. Hoping that you've seen it already. The Bionic Cognition Battle for Power. I think there's, like, over 100
It's an amazing project, yeah.
on it. It is amazing. I recently joined the team, like, a couple years ago. I don't think any of my work is in the first episode. But I think in the following ones, some of my masks will be showing up.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got a couple resin castings in there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have not actually watched it yet, but I have been meaning to get around to it.
It's very high quality. It's well worth a watch. Yeah.
I will get on that then. What are some other hobbies you enjoy?
I enjoy playing piano, and I also do general crafting and experiments related to that as well.
I want to say graphic design is my passion. But I haven't done any in the last couple of months, but I do want to pick it up again. Try to make some more new things. I did recently start up learning Godot, which is like a coding game software thing. It's like an engine. And so I just picked it up to sort of learn how to do, like, game development. Just as, like, a fun side project. I've been working on, like, a little Bionicle game. I don't think I'm going to release it publicly or anything like that. But it's just like a little Vampire Survivors-esque, Risk of Rain survival type game.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You should release it privately then.
We'll see.
But yeah, you guys have some very creative hobbies, which makes sense. Are there any people you'd be interested in hearing on the podcast in the future?
I'd like to hear a few more builders, maybe some of the older communities, community members like XCCJ or DVD. They're very enjoyable to talk to, and I think you'd have a good time discussing things with them.
I would love to see you get Christian Faber on this.
Oh my god. I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess you never know. I would be too scared. Yeah, who knows? That's about it. Do you have any questions for me?
How was your day?
It's good. I woke up really early after going to sleep really late, so I'm kind of groggy. Then I went to like 2 Walmarts looking for a gift for my friend's birthday today. I got him epic Minecraft wrapping paper and like a French car's birthday card. He's turning like 34. But yeah, and then I jumped on a call with you guys, so it's been a good day.
Will you be going to Bricks in the Six this year?
Yes, I booked my hotel.
Awesome.
I registered. I'm stoked.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna bring.
I'll be there.
That's awesome. We should hang out.
Yeah, I'll bring my mocks, of course.
I'll show you my boobies. I made some booby bird mocks that I'm really proud of, so I'm gonna bring those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
It'll be fun.
Is there anything you'd like to include? Anything else?
Just keep an eye out for any further announcements from the injection molds. Yeah, we'll maybe have some information soon.
They're in production now. I can't guarantee. Like, I don't know the timeline, but they're going to be by the end of the year at the very latest.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
As soon as we know like what colors we're gonna do, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be fiending for those, so I'm sure I will. I specifically will keep on track. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed my discussion with Sean and Ben. If there's a Bionicle community member you'd like to see featured, give a shout to @Bonk Spotlight on Instagram. And that's it for today's episode. Have a bonkin' good day.